And you know what's funny is, like, if they really did give a shit about their money, they would give a shit about their employees. Welcome to my human design experiment. Hello. Welcome back to Embodying Mystical Mac. Mystical Mac. If you haven't caught on yet, I shouldn't say that like it's obvious. If you're following my Instagram, you've seen that I changed my username to Embodying Mystical Mac. This is because the actual username Mystical Mac is not available. So, there goes that. But I realized that I wanted to rebrand my podcast anyway, and I've been talking about this rebrand for a while. If you guys know me, I essentially talk a thing to death before it actually happens, but then it somehow ends up happening. So maybe I talk it into life. I don't know. But welcome back. This is still Mystical Mac. For those of you who don't know any different, it's going to be Embodying Mystical Mac. And my editor and I are working on the details of that rebrand. So we're excited to bring it to you when it occurs, but right now it's on its way. So thank you for being here. I'm just incredibly shocked that I'm recording anything right now because I feel like I've been literally dead for over a week with the gnarliest flu that I've ever experienced. To be fair, I feel that my body was very tired by the time I contracted it. I contracted it from children, which, if you don't already know, literally have nuclear germs. And there's a lot of factors why I feel like I haven't been even this healthy up until now. And if you're looking at me and if you're listening to me, you're like, you call this healthy, bitch? I know. I do call this healthy because, this is healthy compared to where I was even just 2 days ago. Even just yesterday. Yesterday was the first time I didn't have any sort of fever. Ugh. I've been wanting to record for, honestly, this whole time that I've been sick. Because there's been something that's just been really bothering me. And I'm just going to get right into it. The links will be available below if you want to follow me on social media and stuff. If you're watching this on YouTube, I would highly recommend a like and subscribe if this is your vibe. And of course, I would just deeply appreciate it. But yeah, without further ado, let's just get into what I've been wanting to talk about. And it's this really toxic culture that exists in the United States. And I can't speak for other countries. I can only speak for the United States because this is where I live. But it's this toxic culture of essentially kill yourself for your job. And, I don't even have a said job where I necessarily feel pressured by this culture directly, as much as I work for people whom have jobs that I 100% know are affected by this culture that I'm going to be talking about. And it's this culture of
time to stretch, go for a walk, or call a friend.
My Amazon Echo is reminding me to stretch, go for a walk, or call a friend. I will tell you what, that is something that in this toxic work culture that I'm about to talk about, they do not remind their employees of. But you know what they do say they do? They say after you're done with your 12-hour workday, go ahead and take a walk and call a friend and do all that stuff. I actually watched something really, really interesting. If you guys were here for my Squid Game video, the same psychologist that did that little experiment where he psychoanalyzed the Squid Game characters, I watched a really interesting video by him. I need to find his channel and link it below or something because I've mentioned him twice now. I saw a really interesting video that he posted about the insanity and the scam that is essentially being run right now in so many industries in America, and especially in corporate America, just across the board. And it's this scam that you're the reason you're burnt out. Your job has absolutely nothing to do with it, especially if your job is the kind of job to send you little emails that remind you to take care of your mental health or provide you with a free meditation app or whatever the fuck. He and his colleagues essentially did these programs where they found that if the self-care and wellness portion of the day was actually incorporated directly into the workday, meaning companies actually took responsibility for the fact that burnout is oftentimes half, if not a little over half, related to workplace crap. But companies and corporations and just corporate in general, they don't take ownership of that. They go, oh, you're burnt out. That's your fucking fault. Go use this meditation app that we provide for you after your 13-hour day. And, you know, as I was watching that video, I was just getting so fucking infuriated. Because, look, I'm a nanny. And I'm a nanny for people that I believe have a relationship with their jobs that is less than ideal. And I deduce that from the fact that I can feel the freak out when I send the text of, hey, I'm just way too sick. I can't come in today. Now, part of doing my job well, in my opinion, is not showing up to the job when I am not equipped to make sure a child stays alive or happy. And for the fear of dealing with the workplace to take precedent over the realization of it's probably a good idea the nanny isn't gonna come when she's this sick. That says a lot about the work culture in this freaking country. And people like the people that I work for, I recognize are honestly just doing the best they can in a really, really shit situation. In a situation where corporations and companies don't understand family needs and values, but they pretend that they do. They don't understand why wellness and all that junk is booming, but the burnout continues to rise alongside it. They just honestly don't expect people to be people or life to happen. And I'm not here to bring about some miraculous solution. I don't have one. The only solution that I have for myself is I'm gonna draw my boundary where my boundary needs to be drawn. And if anybody has an issue with that, that's on them. But at the end of the day, I pride myself in being the best nanny that I can be, and that means that I am not going when I know that I am not in even the 75th percentile of functional. But I recognize that in and of itself, that's kind of a privilege. To be able to be like, no. Granted, there are different things like, I have myself and my snake to provide for and my plants, and that's it. So I don't have a family to provide for. I have put things in place for myself for when I have to miss, a work week or more because life happens. I have plenty of money set aside where I can just continue to live my life and prioritize my health. There are a lot of things that, sure, it's a privilege, but there are also things that I have put in place so that I can do that with peace of mind. But you know what doesn't give me peace of mind is this fucking toxic culture. And I just don't understand when people are going to say enough, because it's clear that these corporations are not going to stop. It's clear that these corporations are not going to stop giving a shit about the only thing they've ever given a shit about, which is their money. And what's funny is, like, if they really did give a shit about their money, they would give a shit about their employees. You'd think. But no. I feel like today, like, I woke up honestly not wanting to exist today. Sure, I've got, like, my own mental health stuff going on. I've, been sick, so my apartment is not clean and neat and essentially in a place where I prefer it to be so that it helps my mental state. But I believe that part of what I woke up with today was just this that I've been wanting to talk about sitting on me. This idea that in America, you're not a good employee unless you fucking kill yourself. Unless you model to your children that you have to raise a family but also work till 11 p.m. every single day. That you're not going to have a job that affords you luxuries unless you live that lifestyle. And then the biggest scam of it all is, like, that kind of lifestyle will never lead you to the lifestyle that I imagine a lot of people in that position are dreaming about, which is the 1% lifestyle. And there's a lot of reasons why that kind of position would never lead you there. And I'm not really here to talk about that. I'm just here to talk about the scam of it all. And if you're listening to this and you're wondering to yourself, why the fuck am I killing myself for a job that doesn't give a shit about me? Good for you for wondering that. Good for you for even having that thought. Doesn't mean you need to quit your job today and put yourself in a difficult situation, but, like, start setting a boundary. Start seeing where it's just not effing worth it. Because this is the only way, guys. It's the only way it's going to move forward. It's the only way these corporations are going to start to see just how ass backwards their fucking thinking is. I mean, the fact that working from home has worked well, not only for, like, the bottom line of a lot of companies, but the mental health of their employees. And companies are forcing their employees to go back into the office. Like, that, I mean, shit, that's just resistant as fuck, if you ask me. If you ask the more bitchy parts of me is fucking stupid. Like, what do you think is gonna happen? And then, like, I love the idea of, oh, there's a labor shortage. No, bitch, there's a wage shortage. You want people to do the jobs you're trying to hire them for, pay them more. It's not like the cost of living and minimum wage are actually measuring up. Not like they have for a long time. You know, the fact that I have a well-paying job and I still need to outsource 2 extra jobs so I can afford to get my nails done once a month. What the fuck is up with that? And before any of you come at me for wanting to get my nails done, you know what? We all deserve our luxuries. We all deserve the things that make us happy. If you've got some boomer mentality of you don't deserve to enjoy anything in life until you're fucking 60 or whatever, get the fuck out of here. I don't want to talk to you. You're not who I'm talking to. You've clearly stopped thinking and you've stopped evolving and you've clearly not taken the temperature of the world that's around you. And I just get that unconscious shit out of here. Bill Maher, I'm talking to you. Ha, as if he'd ever listen to this. I hope not. Keep that energy away from me. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't have anything better to say other than just, like, honor yourself. Honor where your boundaries lie. If you feel like something is just not okay going on in your workplace, say something about it. Don't be a dick. Don't set yourself up for failure by saying it in a way that's just, not productive or not helpful or just makes you look like you're not credible. But, like, say something. Or do something for yourself that puts you in a position where I'm not going to compromise me for this bullshit. Because at the end of the day, that's what it is. What did we learn from COVID? Are corporations going to actually give a shit and care about their employees? Fuck no. Is your loyalty, for those of you that are not watching on YouTube, I'm creating air quotes here, is your loyalty worth anything? Absolutely the fuck not. And that is completely evident by the PPO loans or whatever the fuck those things were that companies were supposed to pay their employees with, and they did not. Thank God unemployment got us at that point, because shit, that would have sucked. Or what about, just mass firings and all that stuff? It's like they don't give a shit about you, so give a shit about you. You deserve to be given a shit about. Especially by yourself, but definitely by the place that you work at. And I hope we start to shift. I hope we start to actually base these workplace quote requirements on something that's actually scientific and factual. Because if companies really gave a shit about their bottom line, they would keep the work from home model at least in a hybrid form. But they don't. They care about control. That's what this whole thing is fucking about. Control. So fuck it. Take control of you. Do what's right for you. And don't let anyone else's anxieties and issues, be it your workplace, your family, your friends, keep you from taking care of you. And the people that see what you're doing and have a shred of consciousness in them or at least consciousness about all this, they're going to appreciate you for what you're doing, and they're going to be there for it. Yeah, that's all I got. Thank you for listening. I'm sure I'll talk to you soon. And as for all the noises in this video, hopefully they don't exist, because I feel like every time I say all the noises, there's like no noise. But if you hear my fan or my snake's fogger or whatever, that it is what it is, okay? Me taking care of me today was just not giving a shit about any of that, and just sitting down and talking and telling you how the fuck I feel. And it's that America's work culture is fucking gross and it needs to change. It's an abusive relationship, and we gotta be done. Okay, I love you. Stay mystical, stay grounded. I'm about to cough up a storm, so I'll catch you next time.